You're right, guys. Yeah, just bear with us. Let's get these links out, and then we can get started. 2 seconds. Beautiful. All right, guys. Perfect. Yeah. Welcome back to the channel. So this is the officially the first kind of live stream that we've done since the new year. I do apologize about the sound of my voice. As you can probably tell, feeling a little bit underneath the weather. So hopefully start feeling a bit better in a few days. But yeah, we move forward anyway. Yeah, there's been a decent amount of price action that's occurred since the new year. Um, and we're getting a very nice push back up in prices currently. Very, very nice push back up in prices. You are seeing some of these altcoins absolutely fly. But I'm thinking that's going to be relatively short-lived, and prices will start turning back down to create their new lower low. But yeah, for now, prices are clearly pushing back up higher. Dollar index, as you can see, is made a full-on nosedive after it had a very nice push back up to the top of the range, and now we're actually beneath it. So. Again, this is the previous CA that we had on here. That's where we're expecting prices to go down and into. There's a little bit more of a concentration of liquidity between 102.6 and 102.4. Just as you can see, we can even move it over. But yeah, that's where we're expecting kind of stronger support to be found at. Now, this week we do have a decent amount of data coming out. We've got CPI coming out on Thursday, if I'm correct. So markets are going to be holding, holding off until they get that decision there. So, yeah, you're probably seeing the move up until that CPI now. So if anything, we should probably be looking at a little bit of a turnaround, maybe an ever so slight push into this liquidity zone here, and then start making a move back down. But yeah, obviously, as you can see here, we're at this order block, acting as resistance. We're seeing some more supply being dumped gradually as prices kind of push up and into these resistance zones. Kind of the top resistance zones between 17,750 and roughly 17,500. But as you can see, we're getting a little bit of a slowdown over here. Got some nice supply being dumped just here. little bits of, I mean, sell side is starting to pick up slowly and slowly. So all that we kind of really need to see is that buy side really start to move down. Once we start to move down, start seeing a decline in that buy side momentum, the sellers will take control and make a move. But realistically, we need to see the dollar index really find the bottom, nice wick on the bottom, and a nice push back up. Obviously, as you can see, it's clearly very, very bearish right now. So, yeah, it's looking likely prices are going to push down. But yeah, let's have a little look at the equities markets. Kind of see what's happening over on that side. Yeah, the equities were looking very, very bearish a few days ago. And we've come back down to this level of support. Yeah, I mean, if we kind of hold these levels of resistance, then probably potentially looking at a breakdown lower now. At this current bottom, it's kind of building on some relatively bullish structure, as you can see. So we really do need to kind of break past this point. It could be the case that push up, come back down, test this level as new support, and then make a move up. Kind of got a double bottom scenario happening over here as well. So yeah, ideally, we do want to see a strong break. Again, we've kind of been holding this for a long time. So yeah, keep an eye on obviously these equity markets because overall, if they continue to fail to really push down lower and break through these levels of support that they've been holding for a while, yeah, I mean, prices on risk on assets are probably going to be a little bit stronger for longer. S&P, same thing. Russell, same thing. They all follow very similar trends. So, yeah, when we came down into this level, kind of been holding down, making a move back up now. Again, it's building on some structure. It could still very much break down, break through this level of support, and then if that's the case, I mean, we'll be looking very, very nice for that new lower low. If not, excuse me. I told you I'm not. I'm feeling very underneath the weather, but yeah, let's get this out for you guys. Yeah, we're still. I mean, building on some bearish structure here, guys. I mean, until we kind of break through this trend line, break through this level of support. I mean, yeah, we're still. Well, still got a good chance of making a much larger move back down to the downside now. CPI on Thursday is going to be kind of the deal breaker, really, just because obviously we had 2 months in a row of better than expected inflation or lower or declining inflation, okay, from the previous month. So yeah, non-farm payrolls. I mean, the labour market is looking extremely tight, and it continues to do so. Really isn't much signs of it actually coming down and weakening. So again, this whole next interest rate decision is going to be interesting, especially if we get higher CPI on Thursday. If we get higher CPI, I mean, the markets will just melt down. That's kind of what I'm hoping for, really. So, yeah. Equities done. Dollar done. We could have a little look at... Let's have a little look at oil. Luckily, winter hasn't actually been that cold. It's been very, very mild. So... I mean, it's probably come as a blessing, to be honest. But yeah, really want to start seeing oil start to push up, start putting some pressure on energy prices. But again, I mean, the winter hasn't really been that cold, so there hasn't really been that much need to use high amounts of energy. But you never know. I mean, the weather is all over the place, and it has been recently. So it could be that we get the coldest month in history next month. So yeah. Again, probably not seeing oil prices absolutely skyrocket due to the mild winter that we're currently getting here in Europe as well as America. Would you right, Nova? How you doing? Would you describe yourself as a bear bull, opportunistic? Yeah, um, I would say so. Um, yeah, capturing obviously those opportunities. I mean, the both sides of the coins offer you opportunities to either cash in or cash out. So, and obviously, if you're trading, then you can cash in on both sides of the coins. But yeah, obviously, from an investment standpoint, there's opportunities there as well, isn't it? But yeah, oil hasn't really made a run up. Obviously, China's reopening opens up. I think it's already done. Pretty sure it was either the 8th or the 13th, if I was sure. Let's get some news on the background as well whilst we're at it. Um, yeah, so China is full throttle ish. So yeah, as we carry on, obviously, and as China slowly starts to really open up and start getting back to kind of normal times, we should see the dollar the value of the dollar push up higher. Um, so yeah, the sell off is still yet to come. Okay, yeah. So updates done in terms of those that are in the premium channel. I will get a actual market update recorded on TradingView. We are still banned. I think we got like 9 days left or something like that. So yeah. Ah. Um. Yeah, so I'll get one recorded. I'll post it into. So obviously we're making the move over to Discord. So everything's a lot better organized. Um, so yeah, I'll get a market update uploaded to the actual market update segment of the premium channel. So you guys at least got it here. But yeah, I mean we've done it this on this live stream, so obviously this will be recorded. We'll post it in, and then yeah, I mean just go from the start. You can see it. Um, give us 2 seconds. Have a good day. Yes, thank you very much, mate. Have a good day too. Um, again, I do apologise in terms of the sneezing and just a bit of the illness. I'm on the back end of it, so better days are to come. Yeah, so Let's get some trades in the pipeline. Obviously, it's New York opening session. It's well, yeah, we're into it. Um, Dollar index does look like it's going to continue down. As you can see, I mean, a lot of these altcoins have absolutely flown. It's a very big green day for the altcoins. So let's see if we can get some in the pipeline anyway, ready for its next move. It does look like we're going to kind of hold off for a little bit until that CPI comes out. Um, yeah, the trades to have been taken should have been obviously for this move up. Now, we've kind of unfortunately had to take a few hits in the last week as we were short and we were expecting things to kind of really start to push down, which is fine. We move forward. Um, so yeah, let's get some trades in the pipeline. Let's go from top to bottom and just kind of scan through anything that looks good now. Obviously, there's some of these altcoins that have absolutely flown through. I mean, ZIL has gone up 50%. So, that being said, you're probably going to see a very nice opportunity to short ZIL for a very nice quick profit. But yeah, let's go from start. Very large green day. Let me just have a look at one other thing. Those that are joining us, welcome to the live stream. Hopefully you had a lovely New Year's. Obviously this is the first live stream since the new year. Yeah, I mean last week has been a lot of just preparing, organising. Also taking some of them one-to-one mentoring calls, which follow through to this week as well. So, yeah, we've kind of just been planning for 2023 really. But yeah, whether I'm ill or not, it's full throttle. There is no choice in it. So yeah, Bitcoin. I mean, still getting such low volume on the high time frame here. It's just weak. So yeah, declining volume as prices are moving up higher. So I don't see this really being long lived. Now, obviously, the altcoins have been flying due to obviously them be the valuation of these altcoins being so low already. That even a move like this obviously is sending them skyrocketing. Dollar index obviously isn't helping with it continuing to decline. But it's coming up to some decent support. This is strong support here. Um, as you can see. So yeah, if we get a very nice reaction here, that could be the start of it actually pushing right back up. If now CPI on Thursday does come in lighter again, that's the third month running. Yeah, you're probably looking at that peak in inflation. So the CPI is going to be very important, especially for the Fed's decision. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how things kind of hold up on that end. Again, likely to hold off on trading until that decision comes in, really. Um, yeah, I mean, with each CPI report, it's just a whole load of volatility. Um, so probably safer just holding off and then seeing where things go from there. All right. Um, yeah, I've seen what I needed to see. Right, Solana, absolutely flying. Simply put, um, obviously we had a very, very strong decline, but this is that reaction candle. A whole load of buy side volume came in on there. A lot of buy side. We are declining in buy side volume, as you can see. So we should actually start looking and start thinking about a turnaround on this. Um, yeah, I mean, strong. It could be the case that we maybe push towards this 100. And then make a bit of a stronger move back down. But I mean, yeah, that is a very strong reaction there. Quite a lot of buy side, um, but it is slowly declining in strength. So yeah, we should probably be looking and starting to think maybe a pullback towards some maybe this level here of previous resistance, essentially turning into new support and then continuing its rampage back up. Just very strong reactions, especially here. Saw a lot of buy side coming in. So one to keep your eyes on. I mean, it moves a lot, so you can pick up on some very nice amount of profit here. ApeCoin, I mean, as you can see, it's flying as well. Broke through its trend line. Yeah, came back down, tested, and now continuing. Seeing some very nice buy side coming in. Yeah. But again, guys, very, very, very weak buy side. And I think that's what we really do need to take from this. Even though we're seeing very nice moves back up in price, it's very, very weak buy side. Um, so, I mean, it's probably just a calling off right now from that huge sell side pressure. But yeah, it wouldn't surprise me that if things really, really do make a very large last move back down. Ethereum, always worth touching on Ethereum, of course. Um, yeah, right back up into resistance. This strong level of resistance. This decent amount of liquidity held here. But again, where's the buy side? Just non-existent. So yeah, probably looking once it finds resistance, you probably see a nice spike up in volume, wick on the top, and then yeah, let it rip back down to the downside. So if obviously you missed out on these longs, just be patient. Could probably see the turnaround this week. But yeah, the big move is going to be the sell side. Just because I mean, if momentum and that buy side pressure was really really there, you would be seeing that buy side volume really start to pick up. and get gradually bigger and bigger and bigger as each leg is created, which again you're not seeing whatsoever. Some of these altcoins are obviously seeing some nice volume coming in. I'm not disputing that. But again, it's partly mainly due to how low they've already come. So yeah, people are going to be buying up some of these altcoins at these prices. Um, yeah, but I mean, volume's just weak, 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 weak. Strong move. Yeah, I mean, realistically, we want to see the equities find resistance and make a move down. If they manage to break through um, their support levels that they've been holding for since October, um, that's what's going to really have a ripple effect into the crypto space and make crypto absolutely plummet. Some very, very nice trades on the cards, um, leading up to obviously these huge breakouts. Um, but yeah, we're still obviously on the side of that sell off. So until I start seeing some very, very nice buy side coming in on Bitcoin, yeah, still looking like things are going to come down much lower. Um, just no buy side whatsoever. I mean, look at that, Zill. Absolutely crazy, crazy, crazy move. Insane move. And it's probably going to push up a little bit higher. Really wouldn't surprise me if it continued making that move. ADA, ADA. I mean, that's a strong reaction. Um, Starting to make that move back down. So, I mean, ADA is quite a nice one to trade, quite a lot of liquidity. Um, so, it moves relatively fast when things really get going. But yeah, I think there's still a little bit more room for Bitcoin to make a move up into. Yeah, potentially make a move back down, back up, push back up, and then start to slow down, and then make a move all the way back down. There's going to be a lot of retail traders getting involved on this move, buying up. Maybe a little bit of hope coming in before getting absolutely destroyed. Luna's building on some nice structure. But even on these huge moves, I mean, some of these just have not got that buy side back in. Total crypto market cap. Let's have a little look at this. You're right. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Yeah, welcome to the live stream. If you are wanting a market update, just skip to the very beginning. The update is on there. We will be getting a market update to the premium channel just after this stream. Again, I do apologise on how I'm sounding. As you can probably hear and tell, I'm a little bit ill. But we are feeling better. So yeah, as we go through these live streams day by day, things will sound a little bit better. But yeah, I mean, things is still on the high time frames, just looking extremely weak still. Um, yeah, obviously we're holding on to this level where the all-time high back here was at. So could be that we get a little bit of a bear market rally and then bam, just dump and break straight through it onto the next one. Probably looking somewhere around down here. But yeah, again, probably another reason as to why. I mean, the sellers haven't really come in. Lost strength, so the buyers have taken control. Sellers need more liquidity. They're going to find that higher up, and because obviously we're at this key level of support, you're seeing a bit of a stronger reaction. Yeah, just really do need to start seeing that dollar index really kind of find support and explode back up. So we're not getting that, and we've obviously broken down lower. There's a nice bit of support coming up relatively soon. The next ones are down here really. This is strong level of support just beneath as well. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how things kind of happen. I mean, things are slightly starting to slow down here as well. So it wouldn't surprise me if we maybe push up a little bit higher, find the resistance, get a bit more supply being dumped. We are starting to see that supply starting to come in, and then yeah, really start to see kind of spikes up in sell side, and then taking over. And then making that much larger move back down to the downside. But I mean, for now, the buyers are clearly in control. Um, yeah, we'll see. But I guess this is kind of the time just to really stay patient here, and just wait it out. Saw a nice bit of supply being dumped here, a little bit here. Prices pushed up. Saw a bit of supply here, a little bit more. So gradually, slowly, you are seeing this supply coming in. Yeah, I mean, things are starting to slow down. So we get Jerome Powell's speech tomorrow. That's obviously going to hold some importance, some weight. Probably see a bit of volatility coming out on that. May probably see a bit of a discussion on the non-farm payrolls figure that we got last week. So yeah, realistically, obviously the big day is on Thursday where we get the CPI. Um, Markets are probably going to hold off a bit until you get that clearance. And then what's after that? Let's have a little look. What's next week? So the following week or next week is kind of all EU. You got European CPI, obviously German CPI, UK, a lot of UK figures coming out. Um, what else we got? Yeah, mainly all European data. Um, what about the final week? When's the next Fed interest rate? Okay, so February the 1st, we get a Fed interest rate decision. So, obviously, we get US CPI Thursday. We then get a lot of, well, mainly European inflation data next week. Then the following week, we get PCE, core PCE from the US. And then the week after is the all important interest rate decision. So, yeah, we're going to get a bit of movement. It's going to be interesting to see European CPI. Obviously, the expectation of the winter energy prices or the energy usage going up, which hasn't really been the case because it's been a very, very mild winter. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays into the CPI figure. If it comes down lower, I mean, yeah, probably going to see a bit of these prices kind of holding up. If CPI comes out 7 and less, I think market will move up. Maybe 18k BTC. What do you think? Yeah, probably not too wrong there. Um, will it come up all the way to where this previous top got formed? Not too sure. But I mean, there's nice liquidity being held just beneath 17,900. Could be the case that we get a little bit of an overextension. Um, so yeah, I mean, the volume isn't really there. It really isn't. So more than likely to see the volume come in on CPI. So normally, whenever you get CPI, volume spikes up, peaks, and then makes a move. Could be the case they'll be come up again. Another reason as to why around 17,900, there's the 100 moving average there, which it didn't actually come and touch on the previous high. So, yeah, we could get a push up to that level, peak, touch that 100, and then stop making that much stronger move back down. Kind of got a double bottom there, and then this rally broke out through this previous level of resistance. Yeah, markets are going to kind of hold off until that CPI. That's where you're going to see a lot of that volume coming in. Obviously, next week we get the European CPIs coming out. Again, shedding a bit of light in terms of kind of what's happening and how things are gonna look for this first quarter of 2023. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting couple of weeks, especially this week. Obviously we've got a very nice move up in prices. Very very big green day for crypto and risk on assets. The equities are also moving up higher, but still within bearish structure. So kind of in this area of limbo really, where structure is being built up, right? But we are failing to break through this kind of level of support. Came back down, failed, kind of double bottom again, got this nice rally back up, but we're still waiting for a breakout either way. Yeah, kind of just want to break through this kind of natural level of, or just natural trend line. Okay, if we break through here, especially push above this 200 on the 4 hour, then things are going to be looking a little bit more bullish here. But yeah, I mean, we'll see how things kind of play out. Dollar index is obviously making a move back down. We'll see how it kind of reacts at these levels of support. If we start seeing a very nice strong reaction off these off these levels of support, then we can start looking at a stronger reversal back down in prices. But yeah, just gotta stay patient here really, especially after this move. So yeah, that's it. See what we can get. Guess the key word to take is patience. Yeah, but just obviously going back on the point of weak volume, weak volume. I mean, we've been declining in volume for a while now. So that CPI figure is going to be very important. And it will give us a lot of information as to the next levels that we should really be looking at, whether it's all the way up here or we should be looking at a much stronger move back down. Any thoughts on Solana? Yes, we did go through it. Obviously, it's up 20% currently. It's weakening in buy side. I think that's kind of the main point to take. As you can see here, we are declining, especially after this huge introduction of buy side volume. But yeah, we are kind of declining. We just want to see some supply signs come in, which we're not getting right now. As you can see, we're not getting any of that supply being put in. But we are slowing down. Will it push past that that 100 moving average on the daily? Again, really does depend on the CPI figure. If we get weaker CPI again, then it's probably likely that we just continue exploding back up. This is still, even though we're declining in buy side, it's still high buy side volume compared to what we've been getting. But I mean, yeah, it is slowing down. It's had a very nice run up in prices. So yeah, we should be looking at, ideally, I mean, it would actually be healthy for prices to kind of peak somewhere at the top here, and then move down and kind of test this level of previous resistance into new support, and then continue back up. Yeah, I mean, it's had a very nice push. So back here and then continue back up potentially. 1950 short. Yeah, that's not too bad. I mean, that 100's probably going to hold. Again, it really does depend on the CPI. So yeah, the way that we are going to treat it, obviously we got the two long-term short positions running. We'll continue holding them, but in terms of any short-term trades for now, I mean, I think the safest route is just to hold off, analyze what's happening, especially the lead up to that CPI, get that US CPI figure coming out, and then kind of decide from there. Um, yeah. If we get a weaker CPI figure again, that's 3 months in a row of weaker CPI, more than likely indicating that CPI has peaked. So, again, moving closer to that narrative of the interest rate cycle really starting to come down. 25 basis points coming in on the 1st of Feb, and then potentially start hearing a lot more talks in terms of stopping rate hikes. Once that has come in and rate hikes has been decided to kind of take a pause, yeah, you're going to get a rally up in prices. So, yeah, this CPI figure is really, really important. Now, obviously, if CPI picks up again, then will be obviously listening to 25, potentially 50 basis point increase on the 1st of Feb, and kind of holding the recessionary talks there, the rate hike cycle continuing, which is obviously all bearish for risk on assets. But yeah, Solana's had a very, very nice move. But I mean, just the volume on the high time frame just isn't there. It just really isn't there at all. Yeah. But yeah. All right, guys, we're going to love you and leave yous. Thank you very much for joining me. Again, I do apologize in terms of how I sound. Yeah, hopefully feel much better tomorrow and the following days. But I will make the effort to obviously come out and do these lives and get out a market update for you guys. Well, for our premium members. Just so you're kind of in the loop as to what's happening. But yeah, yeah. Thank you very much for joining, and we'll touch base with you later on. Thank you very much, Ismail. Thank you. Yeah. Cheers. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll touch base a bit later on. Thank you.